Hot on the trail of those IRS emails. Good morning, everyone. I'm Maria Bartiromo. Welcome to Sunday Morning Futures. The chief of the tax agency now telling Congress he'll have information about Lois Lerner's missing emails by the week's end. Oh, really? A member of the House Oversight Committee joins us live to guide us through this labyrinth. A stunning announcement from House Speaker John Boehner. He plans to sue the president over misuse of executive power. He says it's not about impeachment. Then what is the end game here? And why do the latest figures suggest the economy is in free fall? Are regulations holding back business? The head of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce is with me on getting America thriving again as we look ahead on Sunday Morning Futures. Fox News has obtained a letter written by IRS Commissioner John Koskinen to House Ways and Means Committee Chairman Dave Camp. Koskinen tells Camp he expects to produce, quote, information about former IRS official Lois Lerner's emails by the end of this upcoming week. My first guest this morning is a member of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, also trying to get to the bottom of the IRS scandal. Congressman Jason Chaffetz of Utah joining us. Congressman, good to have you on the program. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Good morning.
How do you plan to get to the bottom of this?
Well, we want all the information. We have been asking for this for more than a year. Both the Ways and Means Committee, the Oversight Committee, we issued a subpoena in August of 2013. We issued another subpoena February 14th of this year. And thus far, the Internal Revenue Service has not provided us the information that we're due to see.
So what are the implications then? I mean, can we just keep going on with this witch hunt?
Well, they were targeting Americans. Remember, it was President Obama who very first came to the microphone and said he was angered by this. He wanted to get to the bottom of this. He wanted to hold somebody responsible. Nobody's been fired. We haven't seen all the information. We deserve to see that information and make sure that people aren't being targeted. Remember, it's the same IRS that leaked information about another organization out there. The IRS, more than anybody else, cannot be a political organization. But that's what it looks like it's been lately.
Yeah, I am having a hard time getting my arms around the idea that today, in this day and age, 2014, that there are emails that cannot be gotten when, in fact, we all know that the information is there and is gettable. We've got a lot to talk about with you, Congressman, but first, let's get for the details here. Pushing for answers in the IRS targeting scandal. Did those emails vanish or were they actually destroyed intentionally? Fox News senior correspondent Eric Shaw now with the very latest. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning, Maria, and good morning, everyone. So where are these emails? Well, the IRS says it is doing all it can to find them. That their disappearance, it says, is no mystery, but a typical computer crash that it says has happened to 2,000 other employees besides Lois Lerner. But critics don't buy that.
You know those emails are out there. You know they are. And Bill Flores said, you know what, we ought to offer a bounty. I said, brilliant idea, Bill, let's do it. And so it's $1 million for whoever comes up with the emails because they're out there.
Now there's that bounty, like the Wild West for the writings of Lois Lerner. Texas Republican Congressman Louis Gohmert saying her missives have to be out there somewhere to people he suspects she was emailing as part of the conservative group targeting scandal. Well, the agency has denied there was any cover-up or any wrongdoing in this. The IRS commissioner saying that its IT department did all it could to try and restore Mrs. Lerner's compromised hard drive.
Ms. Lerner was advised, quote, unfortunately, the news is not good. The sectors on the hard drive were bad, which made your data unrecoverable. I am very sorry. Everybody involved tried their best, unquote.
The Lerner's attorney, William Taylor, told Politico, quote, she doesn't know what happened. It's a little brazen to think she did this on purpose, but the reward still stands.
If you help to hide evidence in what will end up being a criminal case, guess what? You're a part of the crime. So take your pick. $1 million to come up with all the emails, or go to prison as part of the crime. Your choice.
The IRS says it is still compiling more emails on top of the 500,000 pages of document it's already delivered. But others say this will only be solved with the appointment of a special prosecutor. And if someone does come up with those emails, Gohmert says they'll be $1 million richer. And guess what? The money under his pending bill, well, that would come from the IRS budget. Maria?
I love it. All right, Eric, thank you so much. We are back with more right now with Congressman Jason Chaffetz joining us on the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee. Representative, what about a special prosecutor?
Oh, absolutely. Remember, again, the president's the one that said he was outraged by this. I cannot believe that the IRS then worked with the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice, with more than 10,000 attorneys, their point person on this right now is a max-out donor to the Obama campaign. Come on, put a special prosecutor in place, please.
And do you think we will see that? I mean, really, at the end of the day, you just keep getting more excuses and more excuses. The other thing is, I mean, during the Commissioner Koskinen testimony there, I don't know why he was so snarky. I mean, you would think that, you know, just to answer the American people, to make sure that people feel like they're not, you know, taking this as a joke, that he would take this more seriously. But he said, oh, I gave up law for Lent and never looked back, and yeah, so what? You know, I mean, it's just all so cavalier.
There was a degree of arrogance there that I think permeated not only in the room but through the television sets as well. You're absolutely right. There was a degree of arrogance there. This is an IRS that gets nearly $2 billion a year for its IT operations. And when they say, well, we lost the emails, we had this hard drive crash, when I asked the IRS commissioner, why didn't they go to the backup tape? They've made a big deal about how they tried to recover all this information, but they had a 6-month backup tape. They never even tapped into the tape because they said it was costly and they said it was cumbersome.
Yeah.
So if they really did want to get those emails, they were there. They just decided not to. And it was just coincidentally 10 days after Dave Camp, the chairman of the Ways and Means Committee, asked to have the emails.
But do you have IT specialists that will actually find those emails? I mean, it's really virtually impossible to believe that in this day and age, when everything is recorded and copied,
yeah,
and you've got replacement all over the place, that these emails cannot be gotten. But how are you actually going to do it? Do you have specifics for us in terms of what your next move is, in terms of getting IT specialists, that IT firm that the IRS hired years ago, in terms of backup emails? Can you actually get them?
We want to bring in the geeks and the nerds. You bring in the geeks and the nerds who actually know how this thing works and put them up on the stand, bring them in for a deposition. I think we'll get a whole different answer about how this works. Bring in the good people at Microsoft. I doubt they built a product that made billions of dollars over the fact that you could just suddenly lose all of these emails. Go to the inbox, go to the outbox. These things can be figured out. I don't know if we can ultimately find them, but when you bring in the geeks and the nerds, then you'll find out.
So what happens next? Guide us through the next couple of weeks here.
Well, you have parallel investigations. Both the Ways and Means Committee, the Oversight Committee, we have issued another subpoena for additional information. We're trying to track down the actual computer itself, try to find that hardware that's out there, but also continue to talk to those people within the bowels of the Department of the IRS and try to get that information. Ways and Means is doing something similar there, and there are other people that need to be interviewed. Remember, the White House is the one that told us it was just 2 rogue agents in Cincinnati. That was not true. So we're pursuing a whole host of leads.
All right. We will be watching, Congressman. Thanks very much. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Congressman Chaffetz joining us. So how low can we go? The economy shrinking by a whopping 2.9% in the first quarter. Are White House policies to blame? The president of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce is putting America back to work. And I hope you'll follow me on Twitter during the conversation at Maria Bartiromo. Stay with us as we look ahead on Sunday Morning Futures.